The following hometown program is brought to you in living color on WBBZ-TV.
Welcome to the Daily Buzz 716. I'm Mary Kate O'Connell. Thanks for joining us today here at the Erie County Fair. Woo! We're having another great day at the fair. We have a super show for you. We're going to celebrate the wonderful legacy of Elvis with a wonderful a performer with an upcoming festival. Plus, we catch up with a local radio legend who's in town for a visit. And of course, there's always time for fair food and fun. And it all starts right now. Woohoo! Ladies. Today we're going to jump right into the first guest who's partnering with us here, WBBZ at our gazebo at the fair. And we want to welcome to the show Executive Director of Prevention Focus, Matt Smith.
Yay!
Thank you. Thank you. That's lovely.
Matt, you had an awesome first night at the fair.
We did. We are so grateful to be with WBBZ at the Erie County Fairs. We have for many years now. And our new location right in front of the historical building seems to be doing well.
And what are you across from again?
We're in the historical building, right in front of the historical building,
She's getting at
The
what's
Grange
on the
building.
other side.
No.
Yeah, the Grange, someone's
the other
Grange.
side,
Someone else's Grange, yeah. The wine garden.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
We got our priorities in order. We know where the sticky buns are and where the wine garden is.
Speaking of wine garden, Matt, you're part of Prevention Focus.
Correct.
And some folks may not know what Prevention Focus is all about, so share that with us.
Sure. Prevention Focus has been making safe and healthy happen in Western New York since 1979. What we're doing is giving people the skills and information they need to make healthy choices. Primarily that's about alcohol and other drugs. We do also do some mental health promotion and things of that nature as well. But it's a lot of programs. We work with kids from kindergarten all the way up into high school and into the colleges, as well as some adult programs. Mostly it's classroom curriculum programs that give kids skills like self-esteem and decision-making and problem solving, because studies have shown that increases the chances that kids will stay in the straight and narrow path and avoid the big mistakes in life.
Matt, what are the ages of the kids that we're talking about, and how do they find you?
Well, we work in schools mostly. We do classroom curriculum. There are several sessions in length to cover the areas we want to cover. Kindergarten, we start with a program called Too Good for Violence, which does a lot to give kids skills to cope with each other, which are also skills to help them cope with life. How to make a peaceful conflict resolution, with each other and get along well in school. Because if they do well in school, there's a very good chance that we can keep them on the straight and narrow.
Awesome.
And we have a new game at the gazebo.
We do.
To benefit of Prevention Focus. So tell us about that.
We are doing Buzz Drop this year, which is a Plinko-style game. It's a lot of fun. 3 pucks for just $1, and you drop the pucks at the top. I got to give John DeShulo credit for that one.
He says that.
He
3
coined
bucks
that
for
one.
$1.
3 pucks for $1. Catchy, isn't it? You like that?
I like it.
Don't get that hat.
I might.
But anyway, so last night you
Yep.
made a big total for Prevention Focus from people at the fair.
Correct. $631 last
Which
night.
is
Not a bad
amazing.
first day. $1 at a time.
Yep.
Yeah.
$1
Thank you.
at a
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
It goes to Prevention Focus.
It does. So
And they can win fabulous prizes.
they sure can.
If their little Plinko comes and hits one of us,
Well,
then you lose.
Then we have a lawyer. Then we call Selena on
we're not passing out helmets or anything like
It
that.
has to hit the bowl. It has to hit the WBBZ bowl. to
That's
win.
correct. If it
Well,
lands
we
on
have
the
the most
WBBZ
beautiful
logo.
gazebo. I have to say,
is
when I pulled up there yesterday, it looks like a postcard
It's full of
that celebrates. The
hydrangeas
hydrangeas
and-
are
yeah, it's
awesome. And
gorgeous.
it just looks great. And
Yeah.
your team is manning that wonderful place. And
That's
their,
right.
their energy is awesome.
Thank you.
Matt,
I'll pass that along.
Yeah.
You earlier when we were talking about Prevention Focus, you mentioned that when young people feel better about themselves, ultimately you're finding that research is showing them make better decisions.
There's a lot of things that we can do to help a young person to cope with the pressures ultimately to use alcohol or the drugs, and mostly it's about having the conversation. We talk to parents and teachers and other people who kids care about and care about them, about being that voice with them and make sure that they understand how you feel about drug abuse. Don't assume that you have told them, because they hear it over and over and over again from this big big that we hope that they lead a life that's safe and healthy and doesn't include alcohol and drug abuse.
But even if you think your children are young, they're hearing about that from
Absolutely
their friends.
they are. So
Yeah.
we try to give them the information before that happens. Try to create the normal, regular conversation with teachers, our people, people that care about them, so they get the right information.
I was wondering, do you create an opportunity for the parents and the children to have a conversation together with you to sort of outline the objectives of your program and programs that you offer, just so that the parents, everybody's on the same page?
Sure. We do have programs that are like that. We don't do them a lot of times because that's difficult to organize with
I bet.
schools. But we do offer that, and if a school's interested, I'd love to talk to schools about organizing just such things. We do them sometimes with some of our partners.
Kind of getting the family back together to work
Yeah.
on a common problem or for a common goal.
You know, many kids, the kids who are drug-free will tell you over and over again, the number one reason why they don't is because they would disappoint their parents. And they would, but when you talk to parents, they assume that the kids know how they feel about the topic area. But time and time again, kids are saying they have no idea how their parents feel about the topic area.
That's
So let your kids
interesting.
know.
You have
let
to
your
talk.
kids know what you
Yeah.
expect.
And it's surprising. It is surprising to think that your kids might not know how you feel about
Right.
drugs and alcohol. And
Right.
it surprises me, Matt.
We can't assume, we assume. We talk about blue in the face, right?
Right, yeah,
And and
yeah.
kids, they got to hear it over and over and over again. I mean, don't touch that stove, don't touch that stove. Oh, you touched the stove.
Yeah.
It's kind of how they're wired to do things. We got to keep on saying it. We start this big and we never stop.
Interesting how that problem of
Yeah.
not wanting to disappoint your parents is age old. I mean, I grew up when dinosaurs roamed free, and I worried terribly about disappointing my parents. And the worst thing my father could say was, "I'm so disappointed in you." It's like, oh my gosh, send me to Father
It
Baker's.
is. It's more effective than yelling or anything else.
It is.
It's just,
But that's your program with the partnerships that you create within the lives of these young people creates a very strong force that gives them parameters and gives them a goal and gives them someone cares about me.
Sure.
You mentioned your program also deals with mental health issues.
We promote that.
And do you find, with young people, middle school, high school age, and they have boyfriends, they have girlfriends, they're in these relationships, and I think a lot of times they're not equipped to understand how they should be treated in these relationships. Are you addressing those kind of issues?
We do. Again, communication, healthy relationships, things like that do come up in the various curriculum programs that we implement.
Would this be for like older kids, high school
It can
age?
certainly we do that as well, and we do programs for adults as well. I mean, how do you manage anger? How do you manage stress? How do you deal with the pressures of life in a healthy and positive way? These are all skills that people need throughout the life cycle in order to stay healthy.
And parents are younger.
Huh?
I mean, parents are not, you're talking to also younger parents too.
Well, we talk to anybody that will
I meant,
listen.
but they're younger parents of the children that you're addressing. They're a lot of times a younger family.
Can be.
And
certainly.
you're also a great program for volunteering. High school kids have to have their volunteer hours. I would think that Prevention Focus would be a great way for folks to volunteer.
One thing I'm really proud of is our intern program. We're working very well with the college campuses, and people who are thinking about human services as a profession get a really good look working for us. We have one program called Supper Club where people learn to cook meals from scratch, and in so doing it's a therapeutic environment because instantly it's my boyfriend this, my math teacher hates me, my mom's got problems, that all kind of happens, and that all get very magically because food is magical, and people will often start talking when they're doing that.
Well, we're so honored to partner with you, and just it's a wonderful partnership, and because we're all for just supporting our community. And playing Plinko. I have to say, we got the opportunity yesterday to play Plinko. Not all of us won. I did not, but it's a boatload of fun. It's a boatload of fun.
It is, and everybody gets something. I want to make sure
Yeah.
I point that out because, I mean, even if you don't land on the WBBZ space, you're still getting a chip clip or a pen or a valuable coupon, like
See,
a free
it's like
appetizer at
Little
Buffalo Roadhouse.
But you're helping Prevention Focus.
And
Everyone's
that's
a
true
winner.
too. That's true too. But even if you're more mercenary than that, there's still something for you. It is the fair.
I could always use something. It's so great. We
Yeah.
really can't thank you enough for being such an awesome partner. And we had Kim played, Mary played, Mercedes played,
Adriana played.
Adriana played. Awesome.
Did Rosie play?
Rosie did not play. She is. She's going through a little Plinko withdrawal. But we had a ball. Thank you so much, Matt Smith, and all you do.
Appreciate it.
Please stay with us, and we will be back. Judge Petty has a special interview with a very, very, very wonderful fair guest. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to the Daily Buzz 716. We are here with Assistant Fair Manager Jessica Underberg, which sounds like a really tough job and a really tough title. What does that mean, Jessica?
It means planning for the fairgrounds for the 12-day event and also for all the events that happen on the grounds 12 months a year.
Now, what is your background? How did you come to have this awesome responsibility?
I grew up, I'm the oldest of 6 kids. I grew up on a dairy farm, so I showed cattle here as a kid. I showed hogs and beef cattle. I was in 4-H, so I made my own prom dresses. I entered baking and things like that. So for me, as a kid, a farm kid, the fair was Disney. We didn't go on a vacation. We came here. And so when I had the opportunity to start working here part-time while I was in college, I jumped at the chance and then just continued to work my way through the ranks. But it's a really great experience having been on both sides. So now I know what it's like to be both part of the management team and also be an exhibitor here.
Well, what I think is interesting is when you mention growing up here and the background of animals and of you know, plants and whatever, people forget that this really has an agricultural basis, the fair. I think we think food, rides, fun, that's good too. But let's talk a little bit about the agricultural aspect.
You know, the animals are one of the top 2 reasons people come to the fair. Also, food, but it is, it's part of our mission statement. It's part of how fair started. Fair started years ago in Massachusetts in a little town park by a gentleman named Watson tying his sheep up in the park saying, does anybody have sheep better than mine? So the competition aspect of livestock or horticulture or floriculture, anything here at the fairgrounds is really what we are based on. But if you walk through the barns and you talk to the young people that are raising animals or showing livestock here, it's amazing what they know, what they learn, the respect that they have, the responsibility that they have, and it all ties into math and science and work ethic and things like that that you can't find anywhere else.
So when little children come or younger children come, what should they go, where should they go, what should they do, what are they going to learn?
I definitely encourage all families to walk through the livestock barns. And when you see the kids that are showing their animals, stop and talk to them. They will
talk to the animals?
Talk to the kids. Talk to the kids. You can talk to the animals, but they probably won't respond. But if you talk to the kids and you listen to what they've learned and listen to what they do, ask them what it took them to get here, because it didn't start here. It started months ago. So some of the kids that show cattle started last November, getting that animal ready to be here for 5 or 6 days. But I really encourage folks to go to the Agricultural Discovery Center, watch a cow have a calf, get to see the sow and the little piglets, walk around, learn, listen, talk to folks. It's a great way to experience real world and real life in a digital world.
And put in a plug for the horses. It's my daughter and my granddaughter's favorite thing. They made me come, I shouldn't be saying this, and watch them. They go around and they show, and there's a whole event, and it's, I think, unique because you can't do that anywhere else.
That's very true. And you know what? We've added, last year we added, and we expanded on it this year. There's a building in the horse barn area called Horse Headquarters. If you have any interest in horses at all, any different level, stop into that barn. There are draft horses little kids can sit on. There's a hitch there that you can watch hitch and work in the ring. There are different demonstrations. There's an equicizer, so you can get on and feel what it's like to ride a horse right there in that barn.
Okay, Jessica, everyone's listening to this and saying, yes, feed the animals, no, feed the animals. Yes, touch the animals, no, touch the animals.
The best advice I can give you, ask the owner. 9 times out of 10, they'll say yes, or if it's an animal that sometimes is a little skittish, they will say no, maybe go on down the line, ask another exhibitor. Most of the time, if you ask, they'll let you.
You know, isn't it surprising to you? I mean, tell us about the reaction that some people, kids especially, have never seen like a live cat or a live. I'm a city kid, so I don't even know.
98% of our general public are not involved in agriculture. So that they have, this is where the 98% connects with the 2%.
Come on out and see the animals, and we look forward to seeing you here. Now, we're going to go back inside because I just heard Elvis is in the building with the ladies, so please stay with us.
Welcome back to the Daily Buzz 716. Hey, are you an Elvis fan? Yeah. Well, who isn't, right? Good news. Elvis is in the building. That's right. We're here to celebrate and talk to the wonderful Patrick Johnson, a tribute artist, and his special Elvis. I don't know. Everything's Irish in my land. The wonderful Elvis Lives Forever Festival on August 12th. Welcome.
Well, thank you very
King.
much. Thank you.
It's good to be
Well,
here.
I am from Ireland. That's where you got it from. So you know.
Exactly.
so
That's what I was going to say.
Good
so.
guess. Good. But before you came on, when you sat down, you were explaining to us that there is actually a big difference between an impersonator and an artist,
tribute artist.
So you tell us what that.
In my eyes, a impersonator is somebody that does not take it serious, buys a $50 Halloween costume, and tries to mimic Elvis and walk around and say, thank you very much, right? I don't do that. I take it very serious. I have thousands and thousands of dollars worth of jumpsuits that cost, my cheapest one is like $2,000, right? And we travel all over the world and we take it very, very serious. And some of these people should not even be doing Elvis. You know, they can't sing. Yeah, you know.
It's kind of a karaoke show,
right?
With a lot of people.
Yeah, but it's. I mean, we do a track show, but we also have a band and stuff like that. So, the tracks that I buy or have are professionally made. You know, they cost hundreds of dollars for one track. So, so that's the difference.
So there's a difference between playing dress up,
right,
and making an effort to seriously entertain.
Right. Yes.
And
That's
also
what you
give
do.
tribute to a famous late.
Right. It's been 40 years.
King.
Yeah, it's been 40 years since he died in August
40
16th.
years.
And we're going to do a tribute on August 12th in Chaffee at the Old Earls.
The Old Earls, Mason Jar drinks,
Mason Jars
guys.
on Route 16. And we have a car show. It's from 4 to 10. We have a car show and a cycle show cruising. We got food vendors out there, and all the proceeds go to the Kiwanis Club of Tri-County, okay? And they help out a lot of people as far as that were, how would I say?
They're all about the community.
They are.
Yes,
They give wonderful scholarships. They help people in need.
Right.
They're just really good at identifying.
Yeah, and the Kiwanis can throw a great party, I have to say.
Yes, it will be a good party, I'll tell you.
Patrick, what drew you to Elvis?
When I was younger, he was obviously my hero, okay, and I watched all these movies and I tried to mimic him and stuff like that. And then somebody said, I started singing one day, and some guy said, wow, you sound just like Elvis Presley. So I really, remember the karaoke craze that came around?
Sure.
Okay, so I started doing this karaoke thing, and people took notice. And then one person came up to me and said, would you play at my grandmother's 50th anniversary or something? And I said, yeah, sure, I'll go. So I had to put on black pants and black shirt, and they paid me $50.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow, I'm onto something here. So, 13 years later, I got thousands of dollars worth of jumpsuits, and I travel over to the United States and Canada and Europe and stuff, and here I am.
Have you ever jumped out of an airplane in a
No,
parachute?
I'm scared of heights. Scared of heights. Hopefully I won't have to jump out of an airplane.
So why do you think that Elvis has remained so popular, 40 years later, still so popular?
It is amazing how his music was so innocent at the time. Every concert that I look in the audience and I see younger and younger fans all the time. Okay, like you won't see that in a Rat Pack show because you don't see the younger fans. But I do in Elvis, I see them all the time, younger and younger. Every show I get, there's younger fans, be it through their mom or their dad or whatever, dragging them along. But it's the innocence of his music, I think, really, and you can understand the words.
But at the time came out, I think it was regarded as very
vulgar.
risque,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Vulgar, right?
Yes.
Yeah, on the Ed Sullivan
And
show,
it's-
if memory serves, they could only shoot her from the waist up.
Right, that was in the Ed Sullivan show. I mean, compared to today's thing.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah,
It's
even
kind
the
of scary.
commercials.
Imagine 40 years from now
Right.
what they're going to be doing, and they're going to say what we're doing is
Right.
innocent.
Well, out of all of the fabulous music from which you have to choose, do you have a favorite era of Elvis or a
I
favorite
concentrate
song?
mostly on the jumpsuit area. You know, my website is patrickjohnsontheconcertyears.com. You can go on there and find all the information about the benefit we're doing on August 12th. Everything's on there, phone numbers and all that stuff for if you want to come out and join us and be a vendor or bring your car, whatever you want to do. But I mostly concentrate on the, you know, the Aloha, this 1975.
The later.
Yeah,
Elvis.
when he was, but not so much the late one.
No,
Not there yet.
later.
I'd say a couple years before that.
Live, when he was alive,
A few
but later
pounds
in his
earlier
career.
than that.
Yeah.
Right,
So
around
this is the
1973, you know.
The post-Priscilla days?
What's that?
The post-Priscilla days?
No, after when he divorced her, yeah.
Yeah.
The Aloha concert
Yeah.
kind of a thing, you know.
But like Tickle Me and all that was before.
That was the
That's
movies.
Early,
Yeah,
right,
that
I
was
know, that's
60s,
in
yes.
Heartbreak Hotel.
Yeah, the
and all
70s, I
that,
would
right.
say, yes.
So you're more in the 70s
Yeah,
Elvis as opposed to the 60s
Very cool.
Elvis.
And favorite song?
My favorite song to perform is probably Suspicious Minds.
We can't go on together.
Yes, right. And everybody requests it every time I go anywhere. So, and Can't Help Falling in Love is really beautiful song to sing, you know. It suits my voice. So.
What does your audience love the most? Do you have something in your show that they're already connecting because when you're there with
Most people come up to
common
me
hearts.
and they say to me, what they admire about me is I'm myself. I'm not trying to be Elvis Presley. When I sing like Elvis, but in between the songs, I'm Patrick Johnson.
Oh, very interesting.
Yes, I don't try to walk around and try to mimic his voice and talking and everything. And I'm very approachable. After the show, I stay till everybody gets a picture. I'm
great.
handicapped people. I love handicapped people. They come to Elvis for some reason. And so I just spend time. Every year I do 5,000 people down in Lucasville, Ohio. They're all handicapped, and I stay till everybody gets a picture.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean.
Do you talk a little bit about Elvis in your show? I mean, it's Patrick talking about?
Yes, I tell them, I try to do a little history, say 1977 or 1957, this song came out, and this, you know, and I try and give them a little history thing, you know. But
Can you share with us a story, a time when you performed and something that was just really memorable when you were on stage, when you were in front of a crowd, something that, that an Elvis moment for
years ago, Donna is in the audience tonight. She was in charge of the 50s Arcade Festival, and she put on a show down there, and I thought when I came on stage, it came to be the closest thing I've ever had to experience what Elvis experienced. The crowd was absolutely going crazy, and that made me perform better. And I thought that was probably the closest that what he felt when he went on stage. And the adrenaline just goes like through your body, you know. And so you
Did
just
you throw scarves out?
Oh yeah, I do all that stuff. Scarves and
Someone
lace
make your
and all
scarves,
that.
special scarves?
Yeah, we have I have a
awesome.
seamstress that does all that stuff for me. She's in Eden. She's a great girl, Jeannie Smith, you know.
Well, your attention to detail must be fabulous for your audience because you have such a beautiful
blue eyes.
constructed. Oh wait, you missed the blue eyes, people. but your outfits
glasses
are.
on.
Yeah, I know. You knocked my glasses off. But your outfits are just so beautiful that close up they're just really quality.
I want to hear Patrick sing.
Yeah, I know. We're going to do that.
Right now?
Would you please sing us out?
I'll do a little bit of it.
Okay, so August 12th, you can see him live and in person at a fabulous concert. And
At Earl's.
Patrick Johnson at Earl's.
Give us a taste.
Give us a little bit. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Joey Reynolds.
would it be
Your breasts in your room. Check it out.
if I can't help falling in love.
Joey Reynolds Show. What a show.
You're no Frankie Valli.
I'm sorry. I'm not Frankie Valli, but I have to tell you, Joey Reynolds, I fell asleep to you through all of my younger years between KB and...
Put on your nose.
Okay, I'm a Joey Reynolds clown.
There you go.
There we go. Okay, I'm good. But seriously, folks, Joey Reynolds has become an international star, and he started right here in Buffalo on WKBW radio.
Wait, I'm finishing here in Buffalo.
He's going to finish here. He's the late Joey Reynolds, as he'll explain.
That's right.
Welcome, Joey Reynolds.
Oh, thank you. The last time I saw a dog growing out of someone's stomach.
Well, it won't be the
Erie
last.
County Fair used to have the James E. Strait Show.
Yep.
Which, the Midway.
Still do.
Yep.
And they had a freak show.
Yep.
And you would pay a little more money to go into a tent to watch that baby that was coming out of the woman's stomach. Remember that?
Okay, I don't remember it. I remember the boys all went to the freak shows.
Face palm.
So I saw you with the dog. I figured. Wait a minute. Am I in the wrong tent?
No, honey, if it was a freak show, you're in the right tent.
Thank you.
Oh. But Joey Reynolds.
Phil, that was your wife, not me.
Yeah, you're such an icon here in Western New York, and for years you just lit up the airwaves with WKBW and the Joey Reynolds Show, and the wonderful antics and the wonderful, I want to say gimmicks, but I don't want to downplay it because it was real quality, fun stuff.
Thank you.
You really made it.
I'm not really Joey Reynolds. I'm the lookalike.
But you played Joey Reynolds on TV.
This is Bowie Reynolds.
No, you know what? Thank you for that compliment. Buffalo is the best city in the world to live in to raise kids. So I got a daughter in California, which we've had on Buzz TV. My daughter is buzzing because she grows medical marijuana. I got that one daughter. So I was wishing I had raised her in North Tonawanda or something. You know? And then my other daughter is in Florida, and she's there with people my age. You know, I'll tell you, when you get old, you know what you do, right?
No, what do you do?
You go to Sarasota.
Oh.
Here we go.
If you're from the Midwest or
Snowbird.
No,
Western New York.
Buffalo has a
Western New
direct
York
route.
goes to the West Coast, right?
Like, well, the Bills, you know, in Miami, we have a war between the Bills and the Dolphins all the time. And I was on TV in Miami, so I had to be careful because I'm a Bills fan.
No, really?
So yeah. So I'm sitting there waiting for players. This year we got young people, so it's gonna work. I've got a lot of time for it to work. Maybe about an hour.
Now, one of our favorite connections with you, besides the legacy, is you and Phil Arno, our owner, are great pals. You were roommates. Give us some dirt on Phil.
We want the
Well,
stories.
he lived on a houseboat. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
He was a hippie. He wore vegetarian shoes. And he walked around Hollywood barefoot a lot, you know.
Oh my gosh.
And Phil, he had a dream. He said, I want to beat WBEZ-TV in the ratings. And so now he's finally done it. He bought his own station.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. You know, that was on
From the houseboat to a TV station.
well, WBEN was the Buffalo Evening News, BEN.
Which is now
And the other
IBB,
was
right.
WKBW, is well-known Bible Witness, which was Churchill Tabernacle.
Right, their original owner. Right.
So Dr. Churchill, when I went to him to do a nativity scene and I borrowed the Bible from him one day, he blew the dust off of it. I said, keep that around for laughs, do you, Doc? So anyway, he took half of the Churchill Tabernacle and turned it into a studio audience at Channel 7. He fought the Courier Express to get that franchise. So WKBW, he said, there's more money in television than there is religion. I said, not so.
Yeah.
You have this wrong. So now TV is in the crapper, you know, as a medium, as it was.
Well, wait a minute, Joey.
No, this is not TV. This is
This isn't
no,
TV?
No.
This
What
is
is
not-
this?
What are
This
those
is a
cameras here
platform.
for?
This is your boutique
Yes.
television station.
And you know, and shouldn't Donald Trump be on MeTV since he's all about him all the time? You know, he does life in
We
the key
tried
of
to get him on the show.
does life in the key of me.
And the clown nose goes back on. There we go.
There you go.
Are we still talking, Travis?
I know nobody. You know, you guys. I watched a little bit of that cake for your anniversary, your 100th show.
That was good cake,
Now, let
Joey.
me tell you what's the difference between New York and Buffalo, right? We don't use plastic.
You use your hands?
You use some real silver when you're going to cut a cake for an anniversary. You don't use plastic, the little stuff you borrowed over at Burger King.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you know, we're just glad we just didn't hunk out and just throw it in his face because
I thought you were going to give us a
pretty awesome
compliment,
cake.
Joey.
Now we know.
Now we know.
Now we know. Never again plastic, never again.
no plastic,
And by
that's
pinky
it.
will be up.
The plastic anniversary is when you're married a year and have a divorce. Buffalo is the greatest city. Let's go back to that for a minute, okay?
Okay.
I was downtown,
Please,
and
let's.
I mean, I was raised on North Division, which is no longer. I mean, the street blew up from an accident at, I don't know, the whole block went years ago. So we moved to South Buffalo. You guys running out of time here?
No, not for you.
So you know what we did? I went to Swan Street yesterday, and now we
That's
have.
still here.
Yeah, I know, but we have
Did
all
blow
of these
up.
wonderful things being built here now.
I
The
know.
silos.
I know. Did
My
you
friend
love
Greg
that?
Ercolino is an architect for those silos,
Yeah.
and he told me he was going to do this 2 years ago. And he said, we're going to take the silos because it costs $1 million to tear them down, more than it would to do something with them. So he lit them up and made them very nice. But why do we use a Canadian beer company, Labatt's? Why are we're made in America? This is Buffalo, and you use a Canadian beer company? What?
We like our Canadian friends. They're right across the.
Probably paid in Canadian money.
I have to tell you, Labatt's is the biggest brewer, and everybody loves it in town.
Yeah, no, there's
They're
nothing
very
wrong with it.
generous
I just
distributors.
wonder why we don't use a Hamburg brewery or something that's local, you know? Just wondering. Just a thought.
Okay.
If they want to sponsor us, we will.
There you go.
Well, you have really kept up with the changing times. We're going to talk about all of that. I want to talk about your friendship with Frankie Valli.
Not to mention the Real Housewives of New Jersey.
And the Real Housewives of New Jersey. And it's all right here on your favorite television station,
Me.
WBBZ.
Me.
It's all
Me.
Joey Reynolds all the time.
Me TV.
Me TV. So we're so thrilled you're here. Can you sing us out with your jingle? Come on, I'm no Frankie Valli, but you are.
No, but let me sing the song that belongs, that's appropriate.
Oh, yes. Okay, go ahead.
Have I stayed too long at the fair? I wanted the clowns to be constantly funny. But this is the best fair in the country.
Yep.
The Erie County Fair is the best one in the
Yep.
whole country.
Yep,
There are
yep,
going to be
yep.
1 million people here, and they should have not had that tornado. They should have blow dried the whole area with Viagra. Kept it stiff.
Okay, and on that happy note, we're going to come right back, so stay with us. Welcome back to Daily Buzz, WBBZ-TV, 716, and the iconic, the awesome, the inimitable Joey Reynolds. Woo!
These are the senior years.
Is that the way you told me to read it?
Well, yeah. I still remember a lot of things that you're showing on the television here on
Yep.
MeTV. You know, the
Yep.
shows were.
Except now it's He TV.
Well, you have such a wonderful past.
So
Yeah, thank you.
there's an interesting story about Frankie Valli and you locking yourself and playing the song, and tell us this whole Frankie Valli story.
Well, I was friends with Bob Crew, who's the producer, and he didn't have a lot of money. So by the time Bob was very, very good. He produced the Rays and Silhouettes and things that were in the 50s, but in the 60s he couldn't get a grip. It wasn't happening for him, but I was his friend. So anytime he made a record, I would play it. You know, I was a disc jockey. So at the studio at State Phillips, he didn't have a big budget, and he had these four guys. They were called the Dream Lovers or some ridiculous name. And he had, Frankie was that unusual voice, you know, he's an Italian kid from Jersey, obviously. And they put a board down on the floor to give the sound. Sherry,
Yeah.
Sherry, baby. That's a board that's on that record. It's not an instrument. And then they had the drums and the keyboard with Bobby Gaudio and, you know, the rest of the seasons. But I took the little acetate. I was in Hartford, and I locked myself in the studio. Morton Downey Jr. was the program director. That's the only reason we could get away with this.
I haven't heard that name
Well,
in a
we're all
while.
crazy. Well,
Wow.
he's like Trump.
Yeah.
He's another pathological liar. So here I take this wonderful little record, and I played it till it was worn through the other side. side, and then I took another acetate. Those are the pre-discs that you get before you master it.
Yep.
And I wore that out, so it was 4 hours before the cops came. I played one
You
after
locked
the other,
yourself in.
one turntable to the other.
You locked yourself in.
I locked
no one could
myself
stop
in,
you.
and I got arrested and fired. And Downey got fired.
Wow.
Everybody was fired.
That's great.
But the record became a hit, and Frankie Valli became the biggest thing in the.
And a lifelong friend.
And now he's 85.
Yeah.
85. I mean, doesn't that sound? We never thought when you're 16 or 18, and I was 22 here. I was the #1 jock in the country at 21, I think it was. I mean, I weighed about 300 pounds, and I spent too much time over at Frank and Teresa's having those wonderful wings. I guess I was too fat for the TV, but it was interesting because Liz Driven and I used to have a stomach bump.
Oh,
I mean, I love Liz. She was great. Were you going to ask me something?
Yeah, we're going to talk to you about your current radio show.
The late
Joey Reynolds.
Well, it's actually a triple cast. It's on radio, television, and the internet, and it's on SundayNightLive.com. If you want to see it.
Yeah.
And the show is on every Sunday night live. And it's on .com, and it's on KABC in LA, WBBZ in New York, and the thing is live. It's a live 1 hour show that's it's a variety show. I don't want to do any politics or sports. That's already been covered 1,000 times. Everybody's doing that. I don't take phone calls. I don't want to argue with people. If I do that, I would have stayed home.
So it's a show. You're a triple threat.
Or come here.
Triple threat. And where do you broadcast out of?
ABC Studios in New York.
New York.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But we're building a new facility now because everything's changing. I mean, everything's so portable, and we're in a digital age, as you know. Most people watch their phone to see a show. You would never have thought of that years ago. But now what we do is we have everything in our pocket.
Yeah.
And including this station. You have the sling. You can carry this around. You can go to Time Warner, whoever your server is, AT&T, and download DirecTV, Discovery, whatever it is. But we're all separated. See, the problem is that what put us together has separated us. It's a dichotomy. I mean, what's good is bad. It's the yin and the yang.
Well, you've stayed way current with everything, this technological
And you have a new book out.
I'm writing one now. My other one's Live, Smile, Be Your Umbrella, but don't get a mouthful of rain. That one. But there's no expose. I didn't want to do anything mean. I mean, I'm a little bit off, but I'm not. I don't want to do anything that hurts another person.
Let a smile be your umbrella. I like that.
Well, I think there's so many things on the air now that are bogus. Not because it's fake news. It's because we have fake people running the country. And I mean, they're the
But what do
fakes.
you really think, Joey?
Well, let's put it out there. Why not? This is, I mean, we're in a democracy. People can talk the way they want to in the First Amendment if you don't have your house raided at 4 o'clock in the morning. But it's pretty nice how we have a broadcast medium now that's so hungry that it's like a lobster. When it's hungry, it eats its own claw. And that's what's wrong with broadcasting. Not you guys. This is my sanctuary.
But if you're hungry for more Joey Reynolds, you can find him on his website.
You better feed that dog. I was on JetBlue, and I sat between a fat guy and a service dog, and they both wanted my sandwich.
Thank you so much to the inimitable Joey Reynolds. Guys, isn't this awesome? Thank you. So glad to have you home for a visit. And we have some final thoughts. We'll be right back.
I want to know who won, who got the sandwich.
Okay, folks, we're back with the Daily Buzz 716 and Fair Food. Now I'm turning this is the Bacon Terminator, I think, or the Baconator.
It's Italian sausage and bacon. And
it's called the Bacon Bomb. Is that it, guys?
Wait a minute.
Bomb.
That's
Bacon
bacon?
Bomb.
No.
So everything inside the food will explode when you eat bacon.
It's an inch thick. That's
I don't
an
know.
inch thick bacon.
But it's Fair Food. This
Can
is,
you
this
see
is the 2 weeks that you just take a break.
You don't need that.
Okay. Okay, that's what it looks like. So we have our bacon food, bacon everything.
Cheers.
And what else do we have?
Cheers.
There we go. Cheers. I thought it was a piece of steak or something.
We have a tart or flan or...
Yeah, that's right here.
That was baked
prepared
yesterday?
Right
They
here.
made this right here. Can you see
right
it?
here
Here,
at the
I'll
Erie County
steady it.
Fair Cooks Kitchen and Shop. shop, you really got to check out this building,
Really
guys.
good.
It's brand new. It has cooking demonstration.
All
it has,
day, right?
It has healthy drinks over there. You know, if you need a kale shake, it's right
This
here.
is really good.
And we have demonstrations. It's a beautiful, beautiful new building right here at the Erie County Fair. Erie County Fair Cooks, Kitchen, and Shop. So what else are we going to do? We have a great show for the rest of, well, tomorrow, and then all next week we're here at the fair with wonderful guests, some great celebrities that are going to be here at the fair. Tomorrow we are bringing the one and only Phil Simms, and if you are a jazz enthusiast, you know the name Phil Simms. He is awesome. And we have more healthy living, and of course we are going to be over at the WBBZ gazebo and playing, what's the word? Plinko! So we'll have some fun with that and raise money for a great cause.
Did we have a winner from yesterday's?
Winner, chicken dinner.
We do have winner, chicken dinner, and the winning number is,
Wait, this
drum
is
roll,
from somebody
drum roll,
yesterday.
please.
This is from
from yesterday.
Yesterday's players.
So everybody that played got handed
Everyone
a
who
card
played
with a number
Plinko.
on it, and the winning number is
18. 18 is your lucky number. Now, there was no Mega Millions one yesterday, so this is your Mega Millions right here.
You too can be a winner.
Yeah.
And there will be great prizes.
Got to be in it to win it.
Dave and Buster's,
We have Dave
$20
and Buster's.
gameplay.
Yeah.
So if
We
you
have
had
chef
18 from
certificates, all
yesterday,
sorts of things.
what, they go back to the Plinko booth to pick up their prize? I
Right?
guess?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah. Go back to our gazebo to pick up your prize.
WBBZ
and remember,
Prevention Focus.
that $1, that $3 for $1 goes
Yes.
to Prevention Focus. So it's and this is health food
For whom?
for me.
I don't know if it's healthy, but it's really
If you're on
good.
the paleo diet,
Good work.
this is
You
the
know,
way to go.
My
This is
sons are the
crazy.
ones that are going out every day and looking for the fair food.
Yeah.
And they
did really good
they
today.
did good. Really
Oh,
good.
they
Good
did
job,
really good
guys.
today.
Yeah, Warren and Joe, nice
So
work.
this is like 4,000 calories, you know.
In just one bite. But you really got to come out and visit us. We had an awesome
good.
audience today.
You
Give
don't-
yourselves
you
a
only live
hand.
once, you know?
You guys are super great. Thanks. Really, super great. It's so great. We start out first thing. It's a great way to open the fair. You know, we start when the fair starts. So if you want to join us tomorrow or any day next week, we're right here in the fabulous Erie County Fair Cooks, Kitchen, and Shop. And we're right in front of the, where are we in front of? The historical building? No,
No,
the
no.
agricultural building here? The
Security
security
we're
building.
In the security
I don't think
building.
that that's an accident that they put us so
they
close
put
to
us with
security.
security. Come down
We're
and
in
eat
the
with us.
basement of the security building, so it's very
Okay.
well. The guys doing security are upstairs, so they can see all and know
Okay.
all. But
So
we're
Big
down in the
Brother's
basement.
upstairs,
Yeah.
but downstairs is everything under the sun that's fried and awesome.
But
so
you know what?
Give yourself a health
they
break
can't
for a
see
week.
us because we're underneath them, so they can't see us.
You know, it's
And
great.
welcome to the new administration. But we have a ball here, so please come and support our wonderful partner with Prevention Focus.
And what was that lucky number again from yesterday?
18 is your lucky
18.
number from yesterday. So we still have to have some fried dough. What's your fair food that we still have to hit on?
My favorite food is whatever food those boys put in front of me.
Well, you know, we all have the faith.
You
corn
haven't
dogs.
tried your sandwich yet.
Well,
okay?
you know what, Mary Kate,
I could-
obviously she wants the fried dough. I think they got the message. And when she kept saying fried dough, they both head out. And then she says, wait, you're going too soon. You need to get it right before we eat it because then it'll be cold and greasy.
Fresh
I mean,
fried
she
dough.
not only wants the fried
I
dough.
have to have some
she wants
standards.
we're going to have to pull the fried dough,
I don't know.
the little fried dough truck up next to Mary Kate so she can get it fresh.
Mary, I have standards, and that's the only one actually.
My fried dough must be no more than 30 seconds old.
With extra powdered sugar. Rosie, that sandwich isn't for you.
Would she go for it?
She was going for it.
But wait, so what's your favorite fair food?
The wine.
The wine. The wine is
The
your
wine.
favorite fair food because
And
you
the
can't get it.
crawfish. And the crawfish.
Crawfish and fried dough, and Kim will go for anything that she can get
Listen, I just like to eat.
for free.
Hey, by the way, this is good too down here.
Oh yeah. Now, did they make they made this dessert right here
Yep.
in the kitchen?
They did right here,
There's so
right
much
behind
to
us.
see, so much to hear. It's the Erie County Fair, y'all.
Yeah!
Come on back. The greatest fair. Woohoo! Stay tuned. We'll be here tomorrow. Thanks for joining us today. Come out and enjoy the fair all weekend long. And thanks for watching WBBZ-TV. We'll see you next time.